Joining us on the Raptors 905 podcast. It's about time. We got Ashton Hagans up in here. Ashton, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank y'all for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Have you done many podcasts in your career yet?
Back in college, I did a couple of them, but not since then. I haven't did it in that.
Okay. Well, listen, I want to dive right on in because there's a lot to unpack with your story. Some pretty cool people, and you're related to some pretty cool people as well. Starting with, Ronnie Brown. That ring a bell? That your cousin?
That's my big cousin, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Talk to me about your upbringing in a sense of, you kind of grew up in a bit of a football family. But you played basketball. You do have another cousin that played in the NBA, but just kind of like dive in. Just honestly tell us where you started.
As a young kid, playing with all your friends, throwing them up, bust them up. That just gets you going with football. Just loving the game of football. So just carrying on to just always begging my mom to play football when I was young, but she didn't really want to put me out there because I was young, but I was real good at it. So, my whole goal when I was my first year playing rec football, I was out in the backfield picking up my nose and just I was lost. So my second year, that's when I started filling out the game, becoming better. And so I played with a team called the Spartans my first year. And this one, my cousin was he was doing big numbers up in the league too, Ronnie. But he had our little league record of touchdowns. So the whole year I'm just trying to just break his record. So what I'm saying, just trying to just do what he did. So it was to keep running in the family. And I actually tied the record instead of breaking it. And so it was that was just one of our big conversations that we always had. When we were around each other, just little things like that. But being in the football family, my oldest brother played football actually too. My stepbrother played football, and they both was real good at it too. Did real well in high school football with it. It really didn't make it to the next level, and so I just try to lead that and take it with basketball.
Wow, I feel like that must have been kind of tough to decide whether to take the route of football or basketball, especially when your family is so invested and so talented in football. What was that like?
It wasn't really hard. Once it was cold outside in football, it wasn't really my thing. So I just went inside with basketball. So and then it just been basketball since then. I tried it in middle school and then my freshman year of high school, but they didn't want to play me. So I just started with basketball.
So the weather is a big factor in this. So being in Canada must be a whole other thing for you.
It's not. I mean, it's football. You got to get hit. So I don't like you know what I'm saying. My fingers getting jammed. I don't like that. I don't like that getting hit in the helmet. I don't like that. So I just had to stick with basketball, inside sport. Out here, you in the cold, but you really inside majority of the time. So
true.
Yeah, that's fact. That's fact. That's why I chose basketball too. I was ain't nobody trying to be outside here in the cold like that. Nah, it's a wrap. That's a wrap real quick. But Ashton, you're a very humble dude because you haven't even talked about, one of your really good friends, Trevor Lawrence. Hi, hello.
Yeah, that's a good friend. I grew up with playing sports with Trevor too. From little league basketball, little league football, competing with him, and all the awards for the little league football, punting. They used to have things you kick the football, who kicked the football the farthest, little things like that. We was always last two competing, but that's a close friend. We're from the same city. He's a city legend too. So we just try to keep things rolling. If we talk here and there, we don't really talk all the time, but we talk here and there, let each other know how we doing.
And for those who don't know, Trevor Lawrence, he's a quarterback on the Jacksonville Jaguars. But that's just lightweight. That's super dope. It's lightweight though. Ashton, talk to us about basketball now. Let's talk some basketball. Trey Tompkins, also one of your cousins, right? Was he an influence in you also going the basketball route at all, or What was kind of like the light bulb that really switched, other than I don't want to play outside in the cold?
Trey was a big influence on my basketball career too. Just growing up, getting involved with AAU, he had a big part too with my dad. My dad was always around him and my uncle Howard. So like they was always together. So like it was like once I started playing AAU, my dad started taking me around every team that Trey played with. So it was like I just started learning different things, start seeing how serious the game really is, how I can take it to the next level. If I lock in on this sport too. But Trey played a big part in my career too. If I'm not playing so good, if I'm playing good, he's gonna let me know. And just he gonna stay on me. That's my big cousin, and we always have good talks.
Wow. It sounds like, and Sav, I feel like you could probably relate to this, especially like being an athlete growing up, but it sounds like you had so many amazing influences and people that were even more advanced in their athletic career, just surrounding you. So would you say that that's, some of the best advice to give to younger athletes is like surround yourself with players that are, yes, at your level, but even better so that you can advance both mentally and physically in your sport?
Yeah, I wouldn't say. Yeah, that's it too. But like, just always surround yourself by around people that's gonna always want to win. See you
Mm.
happy, things like that. It's not just about who the person is, what he got going on, and things like that. But it's just about always being happy, energy. Those play big roles in the daily life. So that's really the big thing. Just surround yourself around energy, happiness and love.
I feel
Yeah.
that.
I mean, let's get into your high school career a little bit in terms of basketball. You're a Gatorade Georgia Player of the Year, Mr. Basketball in Georgia. Like, to walk me through those high school days.
High school, man. So I'm from Cartersville, Georgia. I ended up going to high school in Newton County, Covington, Georgia. That's what it is. So my freshman year, I played varsity. Sophomore year, played varsity. Junior year, played varsity. But I'm gonna take you back to my freshman year. Freshman year, high school was I played with one of the best teams in the state of Georgia. We had talent everywhere. We had a good little run. I want to say my freshman year, I made it all the way to the Final Four, lost in the Final Four. So sophomore year, we had a great team too. Made it all the way to Elite Eight, lost in the Elite Eight. Junior year, made it all the way to the Final Four, lost in the Final Four. But college, my college career, my high school career was wonderful. I met a lot of new people, great brothers, teachers, principals. They all turned into a parent figure, just somebody that's there to support me. And luckily going out to Covington, Georgia, they helped me get to where I'm at now. So I just want to thank them, the people that's behind the scenes over there at Newton County. They had a big role in what I'm doing today. But high school was amazing. I left my junior year, but also I was committed to Georgia in high school. So I had decommitted to Georgia, and my junior year, I had committed to Kentucky.
Okay, go through that. Sorry, so that he needs to explain exactly. How did that happen? So you left in your junior year of high school to go to university, but you decommitted and then you recommitted to Kentucky. Just walk through that little stretch of time.
So my freshman year, I was committed to Georgia. They had a coach there.
As a freshman?
Yeah.
That's super early.
Freshman. Like I said, my cousin Trey, he played at Georgia. The same coach that was at Georgia was recruiting him. He was recruiting me too. So, the coach that was there was a father figure too. And I loved his coaching style. So I just felt like Georgia was a great fit for me. Things went on. He left the school. So I just felt like it was loyalty over anything. And I decided to go to another good school, or commit to another good school. I had a great coaching staff, and a family. It was a family. So, I just decided to decommit and ended up a Wildcat.
Wow, it just seems like you experienced so much at such a young age and going from playing in college and then transitioning into your professional career. What was that like? What were all of the, things that you had to maybe shift or change when entering that kind of phase in your life?
College was really my whole mindset was just grow. You coming in young, you coming into a lot of different things, a lot of different play styles. A lot of different. You got to change the way you move and ways you eat. You working
Mm-hmm.
out way more. So it was like college. It was a lot I had to adjust, and just I had to see it a different way. I was playing for one of the best coaches, that's in the game. So he wasn't going for anything. So it was like it was hard for me because in high school I was like the guy on my team, so I could really do anything. So it was like it was way different when you go to college. It's no getting by with the easy route. It's
Mm.
none of that. So, and that's just what I had to learn. And then even going on to the league, being at Kentucky, it helped me out 100%. Like our practice style, the way our coaches was, and then just transferring to the league, you just already you ready for everything. I feel like you're a little bit more prepared because the way we practice in college is the same way we're gonna practice up here.
Mm.
And the same way the coaches up here is gonna be on you, want the best for you, want the best for the team. It was the same way in college. So just coming up here it helped me. So now one thing I'm trying to just work on, just keep being a leader, just keep growing and just be a better me, better version
Yeah.
of myself.
And
I
I
love
feel
that.
like for anybody who hasn't seen you play yet, which they about to, don't worry, they about to. But for anybody who hasn't, like if you watch Ashton play, just like move on the court, he's explosive. Like Ashton, you are an explosive player. You're super quick. You make such quick decisions with the ball, and like it's always on time and on target. And so it really speaks to, I think, the level of coaching that you've received in, one of the best, as you mentioned, like John Calipari. And as a freshman, you also played with Tyler Hero and Quigley as well. Like, speak to the talent that you played with at Kentucky.
I played with some talent. My freshman year we had a lot of talent. It was Tyler, PJ, Keldon, Nick Richards, EJ Montgomery. We had a lot. But just my mindset that year, it was just like, how can I find myself with a group of talent that I'm coming in with early? Because I came in early, so I'm like, how could I help? Like, how could I help myself help the team?
Mm.
So like just with that team, it was a lot of ups and downs because we was very talented. So like it was like, dang, how can we find each other? So we started off a little sloppy that year. Like a lot of people was thinking we was gonna be like the worst team Kentucky ever had.
No.
And then like we finally clicked it, like we finally clicked and it all flipped around. But like just playing with those guys, it's just like it's different. They're in the gym from sun up to sundown. So it's like you're seeing a different type ball game, like how you really supposed to be working. Everyone leader want the best for everybody around them, locker room guy. So it was a real brotherhood being around Tyler, PJ, Keldon, Nick. And then following my sophomore year, being around Emmanuel, for a second year, being around a Tyrese,
Mm.
Nick again, EJ, just guys like that. It's always gonna bring out the best of you. You always gonna compete every day. Likable to fight every day. So it's just different playing around a group of talent, and then you come to the league. It's the same thing, playing around another group of talent. So you just got to find ways to help the team and help yourself.
And speaking of, bringing out the best in you, you guys have been playing amazing so far. And with that being said, what is working? Like, talk to us about what's working with the team, you guys gelling, you guys, winning and performing so well. Yeah, take us through what's working for you.
Well, I feel like beginning of the season was a little rocky for us. We started off a little rocky. And everyone, like I said, was trying to just find ways that what I'm saying, we could help each other and help the team. And coaches wasn't like they had everything out there for us. So like we just had to go out there and do it ourselves. But we started off a little sloppy. So we always had talks in the locker room, like how could we be a better team? How could we come closer together? So like I feel like the small conversations behind the scene helped us out a lot for the season that we just started. So like Key's balling, Reggie's balling, guys that's coming down balling. The bench players balling. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to come in and do what I can do. So it's just like everyone just finding pieces to help the team. And as long as we keep that going, we just gonna keep rolling. I think we like 7-1 at home. And then we starting off good. So we all happy right now and just trying to keep that going.
I
Even
can't
on
wait
off
to.
days, you got the whole team in the gym. So it's like we starting to find it.
I was just
So
gonna
Yeah.
say, I can't wait till we're like back in action and can see you guys all play live. Just can't wait for that day.
would the fans be back?
I know we gotta have them in soon. I don't know when they're coming, but hopefully soon.
You know,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. It makes a difference. It truly does. But, Ashton, I feel like your game especially has taken off in this more so like the second half of the season here, like the restart, if you will. Have you found your rhythm, would you say? Like, would you say that you're kind of finding where you fit into the 905 system like pretty well?
yeah, I feel like I found it. I'm still trying to find my way a little bit more, but I'm getting back into the rhythm. Just trying to keep creating for my shooters, bigs, and just bring that energy that I bring on the defensive end, and so it can rub off on others. And we just have that spark. So I just try to do that and just keep being an energy guy.
Yeah, that's that SEC co-defensive player of the year, yo. That's that mentality coming out to play, yo. But I do want to talk about the NBA draft. And obviously it's super hard because I believe that you were in the pandemic draft. So like everything was weird and virtual and you don't get to be in front of the coaches. And we all know that being in person is way different than talking over a screen like we are right now, even.
Right.
How do you think that impacted the fact that you didn't get drafted on draft night? We'll get to everything else later, but how do you think that particularly impacted your
Like the
experience?
pandemic, talking about like pandemic draft or
Yeah, like your experience in terms of like you weren't able to perform in front of like coaches and ultimately like you didn't get drafted in the 2020 draft. You later got a contract, of course, but that experience of virtually having to show out.
Virtually, it was real hard. Doing a lot of interviews every day. Coaches want you to tell them everything over camera. So, I mean, it was real hard. You going to the gym thinking the draft before that. You gonna have a lot of coaches in there, a lot of guys in there watching. But like the way we had to go about it was just talent. It was a lot of talent in the gym. There wasn't really a lot of eyes. So it was just us seeing each other, us, getting a feel for each other, competing. So, when the draft came up, it was like a lot of guys was, working hard, but a lot of guys then wasn't able to be seen. So it was like that was tough too. But at the end of the day, there's no excuses. You still got film. You got a lot of film from college that they can still rely on. So it's something that they can still love about you. But about myself in general, just I had a lot of things that messed me up myself. So just now and moving forward, I just try to stay humble. Just everything that happened, it happened for a reason, and what I'm saying, I had my family there to talk to me, so it wasn't really stressful. So I went undrafted. I'm living with it, and I'm just trying to get back into the flow. I'm happy, my family happy, so it's really it happened. We passed that now, so now it's just time to keep balling and keep it letting everybody see what we made up.
So I mean, the good news is the fact that there's a player by the name of I don't remember his name exactly. Is it something like a Fred VanVleet? That went undrafted too, and he was a part of the 905, and yeah, I believe
Things turned out pretty well.
Yeah, he turned out okay. He's
okay.
okay, right? He was okay. So I mean, when I think about that, especially in a pandemic draft, like everything's almost out the window. Like everything that we knew and how scouts traditionally scout, like that's it's that much harder to get a good evaluation of certain players. So, but the good news is that with that disappointment, you did end up getting a contract, and that into itself is an accomplishment, period. Like, not many people even pick up a contract after they go undrafted. So talk to us about that. How soon did you sign that two-way with the Minnesota Timberwolves after hearing that, your name wasn't called in the draft?
Literally, like right when the TV went off, I got a call. So
Stop.
I promise you, like my dad was like, he was on the phone actually, because I was like, my sisters and everybody started crying beside me. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was a little touchy at the moment, but like right when the last name was called, I got a call from Minnesota, and so it was like, hey, we in the door. So it was just a blessing, and then it was just all happy from there.
And, you mentioned this before as well. It sounds like you have a really great support system and your family just seems super supportive. And how do you find that they keep you really grounded and also help you through, those challenging moments in your career, even when you're on the road?
I would say the arguments, all the
The
arguments.
arguments.
Yeah, the arguments is the big one, with your father, friends, my mom, my sister, my brother, like everyone, you arguing with them with daily, that they see what I don't see. And if I don't like what they see is, it might be a problem. So like just not, I would say not really wanting to hear what they got to say really made the best out of it. Cause at
Mm.
the end of the day, it was the truth. So I just had to look at it how it was and, just move on. But my support system is real big. It's real big. I literally, if anything going on, I talk to anybody because I know they're gonna be there for me, and it just make it easier. So like, if there's anybody out there going through anything, just talk to somebody, no matter who it is. It'll make anything easier. It'll make your whole life way smoother. Don't hold it in. Just have conversations.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm a huge advocate for that. Let me tell you that. Um, Ashton, obviously, like basketball and any career path, doesn't even matter if you're playing basketball or not, any career path is a journey. And I feel like you have been on quite a ride, my friend. So obviously, maybe wasn't the best fit or situation with the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's fine. Kind of like that door is like closed. That's cool. You got picked up by the 905. How did that come about?
Really, my agent got a big part to do with that, and my father. So like, I just once I got back home, it was a lot going on. Once I had got waived and things like that. So once I got back home, it was just like, what's next? So the whole process was just get back in the gym and just stay level headed. So I just, like I said, I had my support system there. And then it was like I had got a call one day from my agent, like, I think we might be good. The Raptors want you to come out to the mini camp. So I came out to Tampa. I was working out with them in Tampa. Following Tampa, I went to summer league. Got hurt summer league, didn't get to play. So Coach, I was seeing Coach Matamba when I was at in Tampa with them for mini camp, and we was having slight conversations like when I was working out. He said he loved my game, and I loved the way his energy was when he came in the gym. So once he told me he loved my game, I was just like, "Hey, Coach, I'm down for whatever." So just I went back home after mini camp, kept working out, got a call, was like, "We want you 905." So it was just a blessing. I'm happy to be here, happy to be out here, and happy to be a part of this team, this organization as well.
No, I feel like, I don't know about you, Selena, but I feel like everything happens for a reason.
Mhm.
And those are one of those situations where, clearly there was a bigger plan or something in action. Do you feel like if there's anything in your basketball career that you would do differently, though, that you would approach something differently? Or do you feel like every step is kind of like a growth moment or a learning moment?
I feel like every step is a learning moment. Um, like the tougher the battles, the better the outcome. Is how I look at it. So I wouldn't want to do anything over again. If I had to do it all over again, I'd do it the same way. But I just, like I said, just you need to go through the toughest parts of life to find out what you really about, who you really are.
I love that. And I think, Sav, you made a really great point earlier. Like, this could be for anything, any industry, any job. I think that sentiment really holds true. And, just kind of on this topic of people or things that, help you throughout your journey, we have learned that LeBron James is a huge mentor of yours. Can you talk to us a little bit more about that?
Ha!
Just the way he carries himself. Family guy, people's guy, organization loves him. Kids love him. Got his own school. Just doing everything that everybody it brings attention. So he's a leader, and he's a GOAT in my eyes. So that's one reason that I love playing the game of basketball. Just the energy he brings off in it. I just try to go out there, just be an energy guy as well. So that's just the biggest thing about it. Just bring energy and just have an idol that does that.
Which player so far in your career have you come across, played with or against, that you were like, wow, I can't believe I played with him, but I watched this guy on TV and now I'm right here with him.
I would say my Kentucky teammates, just to see what they like. Just being around them every day at practice and then just seeing what they really like. They did that don't get me wrong, they did that in the games in college, but it's the NBA. So I just say PJ Tyler, Emmanuel, Tyrese Keldon, them guys just putting on a show. Nick starting in the NBA game, that's big time to me. So any guy that I play with, I'm looking up to them.
Now, I love asking this question because I always get the most interesting answers with this one. But if you weren't playing basketball, what would you be doing?
Ooh,
you can't play another sport. You're not allowed to play another sport. No, you can't be an NFL player.
So I'm big on trying to be my own CEO, business, clothing brands, things like that.
Ooh.
I like fashion. I'm into that. And then where I'm from, you can easily get seen by that. You can easily make good money off that because it's a travel city. Everyone want to come visit Atlanta, Georgia, period. So I just like fashion. And then
trying to be the next Virgil?
Virgil?
Trying to be the next, yeah.
I was gonna say next time we have live games where we're able to be at Paramount, I'm gonna be out there with my camera, league fits. We're gonna have all your outfits pre-game. You gotta come prepared. Bring the heat.
I'm gonna start dressing.
Well, every single time I show up, I'm always checking out the shoe game. I'm yo, they come dripping, yo. Josh Hall, jeez, what the? This guy always matches his fit every single game, every single different.
Josh don't play. He don't play. Real North Carolina boy.
We noticed too, Coach Mutombo actually had some nice shoes on one game too. We were looking at it from, where we kind of perform and we're like, oh, okay. But we like this. We like this fashion here.
Some good. He got some drip too.
Yeah, for real. But listen, Ashton, been an absolute pleasure talking to you on this 905 podcast. You guys are killing it this season. Expecting big things from you. Again, you're already on the right track. So, thanks for taking the time to talk to us, yo.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.